Before we begin, I have a few notes to keep in mind for today's program. I would like to seek the cooperation in completing this session. Kindly ensure your mobile phones are in silent mode to avoid interruption. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to be the moderator for today's event. I am Misha Rajani. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking your time off your busy schedule and joining us today. We hope you learn a lot through our engaging session with none other than Mrs. Sanchari Chowdhury. Ms. Sanchari Chowdhury is the director of the International Institute of Hotel Management of the Bangalore campus. She has an experience spanning more than 19 years across hospitality, telecommunications, and education management verticals, and has successfully handled positions in marketing, operations, customer care, project management, and corporate communications. Ms. Chaudhary is an active SKAL international member for the past 7 years and has been an instrumental person in introducing a program for the young hospitality professionals. She has won many awards like Comfort Fellowship that has been issued by IIHM International College of Distinguished Fellows and has also been awarded the Gold Medal for Marketing Management that has been issued by Vishwa Bharati University. Ms. Chaudhary has also said that she would like to play a pivotal role by helping aspirants claim their dream of of having a successful hospitality career. We welcome you, ma'am. Today, on the occasion of Women's Day, TheSfactor talk show has invited her to talk about hospitality in the new normal with our host, Mr. Shekhar Vijay, the CEO of Shivins. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Misha. Thank you so much. That's a very nice introduction, very exhaustive introduction. And it goes without saying, we've got a superstar right next to me. So this is the 19th episode of the TheSfactor show. And for everybody who's listening in and watching in, we have had all kinds of people coming in on the show. We've got technocrats, bureaucrats, police officers, and we've got leaders too. We've got, like I said, it's been a very interesting journey so far. And we've had 18 episodes and 60 guests, and all the guests have been very special. And today it gives me great delight and great honor on Women's Day, because I think every day is Women's Day, because my logic is very simple. If you can create life, if you can sustain life, I think you are special. So every day for me is Women's Day, and that's why we've got Sanchari here with me, who is extremely special. Now, I thought, Misha, while you were introducing Sanchari, I was looking at Sanchari's Instagram profile, and it's very interesting. She's a hospitality educator, she's a canine lover, she's a K-pop. We'll talk about that. She's a proud Minos. I don't know who Minos is. She's a cinephile. She loves her coffee, whereas we don't see any coffee here though. She's an avid reader, foodie, and an optimist forever, which I believe is true. And so that leads to my first question. And for everybody who's watching and listening, and we've got students listening in, this is going to be a very interesting conversation the next 45 minutes to 50 minutes, because we're going to unravel a lot about what Sanchari is all about. We've seen Sanchari, the Taurian, who walks the talk, very warm, very emotional, very objective, and very clear about what she wants. But we'll see in this particular episode of hospitality being the new normal, what she's all about, what's the personality all about, and we'll get to see that and much more, because I feel you're the best when you're the most honest self. So Sanchari, tell me this, 3 years, 9 months in Calcutta, right? You've been the director of Hyderabad campus for 4 years, director of Bangalore campus for 7 years and 7 months.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. And Calcutta, Hyderabad, Bangalore. You've got people listening in from all these campuses. So you've got to be careful of your answer right now.
Yes.
Where do your loyalties lie?
Oh my God, this is now quite a serious question, but then I have to tell you, Shekhar, that of course, first of all, a very warm greeting to everyone. And of course, thank you so much. Thank you to Misha. And of course, Shekhar, thank you so much for having me here today. And today is definitely a very special day, because we're marking the celebration of the International Women's Day. And as you very rightly said, Women's Day is of course an everyday affair for all of us, because we are really honored to be prized as women, and I think we can only go ahead and conquer the world because we've got the support of amazing men like you and like so many people that we have in our lives. Starting from our father to our mentors to our friends, everybody. I think support is extremely needed. That's a balance that we're trying to create in the society. When talking about me, the question that you've just put in, I think I have enjoyed my journey in all particular locations, because had it been, I wouldn't have enjoyed, I wouldn't have liked any of the locations. And I'm certain that you've seen by the kind of time I've spent in each and every place that I've thoroughly enjoyed. The culture, the people, and definitely I love traveling. So I'm very fortunate to have been in all over, the country for my work.
So tell me this, you spoke about Hyderabad, Calcutta and Bangalore. Where do you get the best biryani?
I think nothing beats a Kolkata biryani. I'm so sorry about that, but of course I absolutely adore the
Bangalore walo sun lo, Hyderabad walo sun lo. I got her out in the first instant itself. No, I'm just pulling my leg, but because I had a conversation with her earlier, and she told me about entire journey where you started from, and
Yes.
it's very interesting. And this entire conversation is about understanding what your story is all about, because everybody knows you are somebody who's very charismatic, who's very warm, who's connected. I've seen a lot of educators in my life. We've seen teachers of ours, we've seen principals. I've not seen them connecting students like the way you connect, which goes without saying. Now you multitask very effectively. You spearhead so many initiatives. I think you're almost like making up a lost time in the last 2 years because of the pandemic. I think we all got hit, right?
Yes.
And we've all lost our loved ones, near and dear ones. So tell me this, in this entire scenario, when you multitask so much and when you're spearheading new initiatives, how do you see hospitality going forward in the next few months? If you want to wear your Harry Potter hat and tell me, because nobody can foretell the future, because we saw how the pandemic was, right?
Exactly.
Like it just changed. But from your perspective as a leader,
I think together it will not just be my own talk about it, because we all have experienced it, and starting from my very very enigmatic leader, of course, whom we are we really prize in our lives, who is Dr. Bose.
Dr. Bose, if you're listening in, please give her a promotion.
Well, he knows that already, because we really adore the way Dr. Bose has a vision.
Or like they would say in Bengali, Amitabh ko bhalo bhashi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for a mentor to go ahead and exude what exactly he wants, and his vision is very clear. And the best part is, we are very fortunate to have somebody who always kind of appraises us and gives us that opportunity to do well in life.
Okay.
And that's, I think, what is cascading to the other team members as well, across IHM fraternity together. If I have to talk about, the journey of hospitality and what exactly we have seen hospitality acting as in the last 2 years and how it would be. Well, I think, first of all, it's a very dynamic and beautiful industry, right? And, we always say that there is no such industry which can actually exist without hospitality.
Absolutely.
Because it is a soul of every organization today, right? So no matter what vertical you come from, you really cannot do without hospitality, right? And that is something which has a lot of evidences always. Well, the 2 years definitely has been a complete period which has filled us with a lot of challenges. It has helped us to, in fact, go ahead and understand, how we can go ahead and overcome challenges. Because had it been, we were there without challenges, we wouldn't have basically ensured good things in life. And that's what we have done, right? It's a learning process. Well, talking about how, the opportunities are coming by, I think, Shekhar, loads of opportunities are already built in, even during the pandemic. And we can see so many international properties, so many hospitality properties opening up across the country. In Bangalore itself, we have just seen in the last, you can say a fortnight, 2 big hotels coming up. I mean, JW Marriott has opened up in Nandi Hills. In fact, Nandi Hills, which is so beautiful, is in fact able to have their own JW Marriott today.
Correct.
Right? And this is only going to be giving us a lot of opportunity for employability, for our students to have, the acceptance towards hospitality that, no matter what happens, of course, it is always open to some great, remarkable opportunities for everybody. So I think it is only going to be shining bright.
Super. And so like she said, I think she's very optimistic by nature. Now, so Sanchari, I feel a leader, and we've all seen leaders in the past, the likes of Ratan Tata or even Sudhar Monthnara and Murthy. What makes them special is the kind of values they have, is the kind of integrity they have. And I want to know from you, you've had a very interesting experience, IMS,
Yes.
Worked in Vodafone and hotels, and
right,
my brother used to work in the hotel industry, and he used to say it prepares you for anything in life, right? Which goes without saying. It looks very glamorous from the outside, but there's a lot of hard work which goes into it.
Yes.
So don't get blown by this, what we see around you, because there's so much more to it. Now tell me this, Sanchari, in this experience which you had, this checkered experience which you had, there must have been times when you have failed, right? Right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a moment when you failed and what you learned from it, and how did you come back from that strong?
Well, I will always say that failures are extremely important and critical in life, and it's failures. And not just failures as if, somebody calls failures as maybe not passing in something,
Correct.
or basically failure in a project. I would say that failures can be also in experiences.
This is a message
Right.
for all the students.
Yes, exactly. So, and I think failures, if they are not there in life,
Correct.
you definitely do not know how to go ahead and have a taste of success. And that always keeps you extremely humble and down to earth. Because only when you achieve through failures, you know exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
And I have had multiple failures in life, and I actually prize them because each of these failures, starting from being a person, having my own personal experiences, while I'm at work or personal life, has basically made me somebody who's capable to go ahead and handle anything that comes our way. And I think,
Can you share a story, not a personal story, something professionally where you felt you could not do it and you managed to overcome it? And you went to sleep with a smile on your face.
Well, I think it happens all the time. Sometimes it happens that we're working on a project or we're trying to really give our best into something that really doesn't come the way that we think. Honestly, I do not really remember an instance such that, but then I do have loads of such memories where I've been hurt, by certain, maybe by anybody such. And then at my bedtime, when I basically try to have a complete check on what exactly happened, because I have this particular habit of going by and rewinding my day and understanding what has happened well or what exactly could have happened better. And that's when I realized maybe I could have done this better, and this was a learning for me. So though it was a failure for me somewhere, where maybe my emotions got hold of maybe sometimes my professional decisions, I learned from it. And I know that the next time I'm going to be having that situation once again, I'm going to be dealing with it in a better way. And I think for that is something very, very important. You should never be drowned in failures, thinking that this has not happened. And you should not be you should not be ashamed of yourself. And I think every decision is very important. What you're doing in life is very important. And if you have a complete, consistent belief in your system and what you want to actually go ahead and give, then nothing really bothers you anymore.
So, for a larger audience who was listening in, I think she hit on some very interesting points. She spoke about culture. Because if the culture is not good, you will not build anything properly. So for all the students out there, for people who are listening in, culture is important as a leader, but also your values, and also the fact that it just goes to show how determined you are about your work, because you go back home, you revise, review on how your life has been and how you've taken it. So it's about being emotional as well as being objective.
That's right.
So Sanchari, from that perspective, what would you say was your biggest challenge so far?
I've had so many challenges, but then one interesting challenge which I would definitely want to share is because when I became a leader, I became a leader quite young in life.
And by the way, Sanchari is speaking faster than me right now. I thought I speak like Shah Rukh Khan. She's beating me at that.
You're absolutely wonderful, and it's such a great conversation that we're in fact happening on a very special day. So something which I really value was the day, in fact, objectively, in IIH, it's of course going to be my 12th year in this particular brand, which I really cherish to be a part of.
12th year in a particular company. There are people who change 3 companies in 12 years, right?
Yes, I absolutely value where I am. Absolutely, and I think it has my hospitality background has given a lot of finesse and definitely a lot of, you can say, my determination to stick along and really enjoy what I do. So that is something, my background is always something, which I've cherished and really value. And that has helped me to, in fact, go ahead and grow in every particular vertical which I've been part of. And talking about challenges, in young leadership, I was being given a lot of challenges by my own mentor. And I'm certain I don't have to name him because I really prize him in my life, and definitely for everything, every particular opportunity that we all, in fact, keep getting. And I remember the day I was being, given a particular responsibility for which I thought that maybe I'm not capable of. And that person had told me that either you drown or you basically survive by learning. And that is something which I'll never forget, because I think that was a great learning for me. I had no idea. Yeah. I really didn't have an idea how to go ahead and take up that opportunity, but I did. And somewhere I'm extremely proud of the decision which, in fact, I took during that time. And that has been a consistent, you can say, motivator in my life always. So whenever I feel down, I think I really cannot do it. Something which is humanly impossible sometimes. I always reflect on this particular, phrase which you in fact mentioned, and that kind of hits me back and say that yes, I can do that. And let's see, I mean, in case if I do not do well, it's all right. I'll be able to learn through it. But if I'm able to gain success through it, I think that will only going to be making me more determined and better for life.
Absolutely. I think that she just hit the nail on the head by saying what really makes her tick and what makes her an effective leader. She's talking about being positive, being optimistic, and it's not just in words but also in action, right? And they say good things in life come in small packets. I think Sanchari is the best example of that. Sanchari, I have to ask you this question. It's very technical though.
Yes.
Now during this pandemic, local inbound travel is booming, and this leads to me to your initiative, which I think your brand launched recently.
Yes.
So even with the restrictions, people will always want to travel, and I've noticed that of late people have explored incredible India, and I think India is an incredible country. It's got so much of color, so much of diversity, just like IIHM, and with your students watching it, and there is so much to learn and imbibe from. Now, this also translates to a success for India, which is very local, which is very independent, and which is very raring to go, I believe. Now, what's your take on the staycation or stay vacation? I think it's vacation, staycation.
Yes,
nice
staycation.
names.
That's right.
Shashi Tharoor should be listening to this.
Well, I think it's a great idea because at the end of the day, when pandemic hit and foreign travel, international travel is completely banned and people were not able to travel at all, and it's something which is the most important industry today, right? And everything, in fact, affects it. And that's a time when we explored our own domestic travel, right? And starting from tour operators to hospitality sectors, everybody in fact gave a lot of, you can say, importance to domestic travel, and our country definitely has
so much to offer and explore,
and incredible, or whether it's hospitality stays, whether it is in fact people going and traveling for work, they can actually go ahead and in fact stay in the property, right? Explore the place, enjoy with the families, work, and definitely, that's a great, you can say, experience also for the people who are offering them. That is basically our industry. And I think there's a lot of support that the industry has in fact received through the staycations, which in fact became so popular and is still popular right now. People are now in fact traveling to a destination, a local destination, like say a place like Coorg, where people are actually going and they're actually staying in a property, indulging in the luxury, yet working. And I think that is extremely good because even the World Tourism Day, when in fact we had it this year, tourism is for everybody, and that was exactly what the theme was.
Correct.
Because tourism is not just limited to maybe tourism sectors or maybe hospitality sectors, but it's basically for everybody. Everybody is basically a very important, they play a very important
role. It's becoming a source of livelihood also for everybody.
Absolutely, yes.
Interesting. I think it's a very interesting perspective she gave, and hearing a talk, there's so much of passion, there's so much of chaspa, right? So Sanchari, I know that you want to win at all costs, right? Behind that smile of yours, you want to win, and I'm sure you have always been winning. So let's see this. We'll have a competition today, okay? And you're going to win a prize at the end of it. But before that, let's take some questions from the audience. If they have any questions, we can ask them. You can Sanchari will answer it for you because she's game for anything. So if you have any questions, we've got everybody.
Scary.
They're scared now. Don't worry, she doesn't bite. Any questions you have? Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll move on to the next item, which is fast, faster, fastest, which says gone in 60 seconds. So Sanchari, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Just tell me what the first thing which comes to your mind.
All right.
Okay. So what's the first thing which comes to your mind when I say the word IIHM?
Passion.
Passion. Okay. 3 words that describe you the best.
Passionate. I'm passionate. I am trustworthy and lovable.
And loyal.
Loyal,
Yeah.
of course. Yes.
Just like a dog. Yeah. Yeah. Curd rice or egg noodles?
Egg noodles any day.
Your favorite 3 a.m. meal? Elspeth will look at me.
I will never eat at 3 a.m. Shaker, but in case if I do, I think
you're
it's
sleeping at 3 a.m. Yeah, okay. Suppose you are awake at 3 a.m. then.
I think a sandwich or a pastry.
Sandwich or a pastry. You work a lot with the millennials, right, of the world?
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So you must be knowing them very well. So I will use a quote. Tell me, what does this mean? What does the phrase "let's get this bread" mean? I'll help you out. Don't worry.
Honestly, I've never heard this.
Let's get this bread mean.
Let's get this bread mean. Not really. I'm sorry. It's not hitting me at all.
Don't worry. You're a cinephile, right? Movie. You
I'm
love
a
movies.
cinephile. Yes.
Show me the money. Which movie? Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire. Yes.
So replace money with bread. Let's get the bread is money.
Oh. I still do not get it.
So let's get this. Let's get this
All
bread.
right.
Basically means let's make more money.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's fantastic. Wow.
So we can go tell your boss.
Oh,
let's make this
absolutely. I'm
bread.
going to be using this phrase more often now. Yes.
You like dogs a lot, right?
I love them.
That's a common connection between both of us.
Yes.
So much for sunshine.
That's
Okay.
right.
There's a dog which has been living the longest life. I want to know the age of the dog. Take a guess. Till I drink water.
I think 27.
You're close, very close.
Cannot be more than 32.
29 years.
29 years.
Okay, for everybody listening in, Sanchari is spontaneous. Okay, I'm not sharing any questions with her. This is what she is. When you put people in a comfortable zone, they will do what they can to be the best. That's what I believe, and that's what she's doing right now. Poha or omelette?
Omelette.
If you had to change the ending of the movie Sholay, what would it be? Sholay तो देखा होगा आपने?
मैंने देखा है, yes. So
रामू काका याद है?
I think nobody should die at the end of the movie.
Okay, nobody should die.
I think it really hurts me when people die at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
So I think
you're
everybody
right,
can
you're
survive. Yes.
Even in when Marley and me, I didn't want the
Oh,
dog
of
to die
course.
at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So you say you don't want anybody to die in the end, right? So recently I was doing a show with Mandira Bedi, and I told Mandira, the best thing about DDLJ was actually you, not Kajol, because I found Kajol very loud in this thing. I said,
Exactly.
if I was Shah Rukh Khan, I would have run away with you instead of Kajol. It's okay. One food innovation you really hate. You've been seeing so many innovations, right? All those concoctions. Tell me something you really hate.
The fried ice cream. I really don't understand how
Fried
people
ice cream.
have fried ice cream.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I enjoy my ice cream the way it is, but then the thought itself, because
Yeah.
I think food before it enters your mouth is something that you relish with your eyes and definitely with the aroma. And of course,
Thinking now, yeah.
your mind is the one which has to basically go ahead and take that food first before
She's a good storyteller.
the stomach does. So I think I do not understand.
Stomach does.
Exactly. So it churns me when I kind of think about fried ice cream. Yes.
So don't call it a 3M, that's the thing. Okay, which mythical creature do you think?
150, 150, 200, 200. So ये सब मिला के
Umpires?
Guys, you think there is?
Yes, I guess it's somewhere.
Okay. 5 superheroes or superheroines you can name. Jaldi, punch.
Oh my god. I think Phantom, and I can think about Batman, I can think about Spider-Man, I can think about He-Man, I can think about
Kaisa Chaudhary? 5. You got 5.
Yes.
Superb. 5 apps on your phone right now.
Okay, Insta, I've got, I think, Telegram, I've got LinkedIn, I've got WhatsApp, and definitely I've got, what else is there? So many others which in fact is there. Just kind of not able to kind of
That's okay.
recollect. Facebook, of course, yes.
You got 5.
Yes.
Where's the oldest restaurant in the world?
Oldest, that's so many. But then,
AK, oldest
in the world?
in the world.
Okay, somewhere.
Yes, I'm coming to the Lion's Den and asking the lion. Can't restaurant.
But-
This is my,
but-
look at my confidence.
But the lion does not know this reply. I'm so
The lioness
sorry.
knows, I'm sure. Zindagi na milegi dobara. That's the clue.
Oh, Spain, of course.
It's in Spain.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in Spain.
Definitely.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Anytime dogs.
Dogs. High 5.
Yes, absolutely.
Sadhya or buffet? Sadhya, the Kerala style sadhya,
I think
or buffet? Okay,
Yes,
you like buffet more than
yes,
sadhya?
yes.
I have to call you for a sadhya then. So
I
that's like a
enjoy.
heavenly.
I absolutely enjoy
Yeah.
satya, but then I think buffet is something wherein you exactly know what you want to go and have, and less food wastage, sustainability. So if I have to kind of think about that, I think buffet
Buffet is
much
good,
better. Yeah.
Okay. Flying or turning invincible? Invincible, invisible.
Flying or
Or turning invisible.
I think flying.
Flying.
Yes, anytime.
Who said this? May the force be with you.
Pretty bad in remembering such
Star Trek.
things.
Star
Star
Trek. So it's a
Okay.
famous line which is used, and then
Okay,
honorable
right.
Prime Minister also used it.
Oh, of course.
And he went to
yes.
US saying that
Right.
may the force be with you. To infinity and beyond.
To infinity and beyond. This is again.
Toy Story.
Oh, Toy Story.
Yeah.
Right. I'm learning so much from you
Right.
today.
That's
That's
okay.
amazing.
But you're really good. One number you remember the most. One phone number which is on your speed dial all the time.
Always my own number.
So you know the number.
Definitely.
She loves herself a lot, which is good. Your favorite quote, which takes you through thick and thin, during good days and during bad days.
I think all the quotes are extremely well, but then of course I love the quotes by Rumi because I'm somebody who's again I really embrace love, and I like a lot of quotes again which is about emotions, love, and There's something wherein, Tumi says that, beyond this world, we in fact meet somewhere,
Wow.
and that is something which always touches me,
Yeah.
Always,
This
because
is
no
after
matter
glass
how
of
we
rum.
are,
Yeah.
in this particular world and how we are, but then we definitely are going to be meeting somewhere where we'll be having again another life, and definitely we'll be going beyond thoughts to process.
I'm
And
looking at that emoticon. It reminds me of that. Beyond this life, we'll meet somewhere. It touches the soul.
Absolutely, yes.
This is, I'm sure, your favorite, and I know this is your favorite.
I do not know this.
Boys Over Flowers,
Oh, of course.
or The King, Eternal Monarch.
I think both. It's got my minnows there.
When was the last time you saw Sanchari blush so much? Sanchari, tell us about this Boys Over Flower. Tell me about this actor who's acting in it.
Oh my God. So I'm certain my students are here. They're going to be kind of, I don't know, smiling away to glory. But of course, I'm extremely passionate about movies and definitely.
But about this actor, I want to know.
Yes, because he's phenomenal. And I think I've been kind of being, a fan of his since the last almost close to 10 years now. And that's when Boys Over Flowers came.
What's his height?
6'2".
Okay. When is his date of birth? Birthday kab hai?
22nd June.
Too much. Wikipedia zindabad. Okay. 6'2". Okay. What is your superpower?
My superpower. Oh, lots again.
I'm sure.
But then I think, my emotions
Yeah.
and how I feel about people, because I really love people around me. Always passionate about new people and definitely meeting new people. And that is something which I can say is something which is my soul power.
Sanchari, you need some water?
Not really.
You're really breathless, so we can get Samir in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Have some water. Okay. We've also got Mr. Samir here. Sir, we're talking to Sanchari about, about what she does, what motivates her, what inspires her, about hospitality, but we are moving to something else altogether. We got to know so much more about her in this faster speed of us. But sir, tell me from your perspective, you know her so well, and you know what IHM is all about and everything around it. And you're in Goa itself, which is such a beautiful kingdom, I would say. So tell us this, sir. बहुत गहराई है Goa में. Though it's not Alibag, that is.
Beshak.
So tell us something about Sanchari which nobody knows.
Well, that's a very difficult prospect, because I believe one of the strengths of Sanchari ma'am is that she always treats herself. She's one of the most transparent people that I've met.
Absolutely.
Because she is who she is, and I think that's
why
one
we
of the
like her.
strongest. She's an absolutely like an anchor. So what happens is that she never hides anything from us. Very straightforward, and the duration that we have spent working together. In fact, she is my partner in crime, where we also shared a few trips when we went to London. So good thing about her is that she is always full of energy. I've never seen her down. So whenever I have been working with her, there are times when I feel, ho gaya, bas, thak gaye. But you'll never see that coming from Sanchari ma'am. She's always full of energy, and she's always full of positive energy. There's
That's
also
there's
a lot of
factor,
anger that
the
goes
Sanchari
never
factor.
with her. Absolutely. Even look at her right now. Look at the bright
or even
smile
the
that
Samir
she's
factor.
having right now. So there you go.
Samir, I just love your spirit. But Samir, if I have to put you in the box and ask you 3 things, which if you 3 words to describe Sanchari in your words, what would it be? 3 adjectives to describe her.
Okay, I will continue with what I started off with. Positive, super energetic, and very strongly goal-oriented. Very strongly goal-oriented. Very candidly speaking, I mean, if Sanchari ma'am takes up something which she needs to get done, hell hath no fury.
Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn, said Shakespeare. Thank you, Samir. I think it's wonderful to hear from you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me.
We want to see you in Bangalore soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was Samir. Very interesting perspective. Very nice. What would your pet speak about you if you asked your pet for a reference on LinkedIn? I saw you, by the way, I've seen a recommendation on LinkedIn. My God, amazing. 27 recommendations, pretty neat, yeah. I've done everything on my research. But what would your pet say about you?
Because I've really, in LinkedIn, in fact, I have in fact written a lot of things about me, but then I think my pet is going to be very happy to know that I won a gold medal when I was studying. And
gold medal in
in marketing when I was
Wow.
doing my MBA, in fact. So I think that is something again, which I was very proud of because I did it very passionately. So I think my pet is going to be very happy about the fact that no matter what I do it with a lot of passion.
My pet would say he talks a lot. What baat karta hai?
Yes.
Best advice you've ever received? Not when you won the gold medal, but
Yes,
generally,
absolutely.
something which really stands out for you.
Always. And this is when, when I was still in college and I was, in fact, getting my CVs and my resumes ready. And my teacher told me, and I still remember him, Mr. Shomendra Chakraborty happens to be, of course, my F&B teacher during that time. He saw my handwriting, which was pretty neat during that time. I really could not comment on that today. He actually told me that whenever you go ahead and, put through your CV, never actually type it, always write it. So that is something which has always stuck by me. And, I always value that forever.
My handwriting is like spider's leg. That's the reason why I'm so spontaneous. Because I cannot understand what I write. So I just go with what comes in my head. But very interesting. I think it's a very nice advice which he gave, which really
Yes.
held you in good stead, I
Yes.
feel, right?
So actually, talking about it, I have to say that today kids do not have this practice of writing.
Yeah.
And since my own students are in fact here and, all our students are there, and they know that how important it is to write. Though no matter how many gizmos we have, how many technology, we go ahead and embrace with ourselves, I think handwriting makes a lot of difference because it talks about your own character.
It's more personal.
Absolutely. It's very, very personal. It talks about your own character. And today people don't write letters. They don't write. They don't like to write. And I think that is something which is your own.
Correct.
Nobody can take it away from you. And if you continue doing that, you will always be extremely happy about how your expressions go by.
Absolutely. So, one book by your bedside.
Always.
A book by Rumi? No.
No, not really. I love Gabriel Marquez because I think he was
Motorcycle
phenomenal.
Diaries?
Not really.
Yeah.
I love in the time of cholera.
Okay.
And
She's a romantic also.
And I'm a romantic,
Yeah.
absolutely. And currently I'm reading 100 Years of Solitude, which I think by far has been one of his best books. Though I have not been able to finish, not many, because I've not been able to read so much nowadays, but then I cherish the book. But then I think he really emphasizes a lot on different characters and he personalizes a lot of them. He talks a lot about human deep emotions, which again is a complete web of loads of confusions. So that is something
Intense,
which I always go by. Yes.
Very intense. Now, at this point in time, I want to ask this question for the larger audience here. Chari, you watch a lot of movies, right?
Of course, yes.
We spoke about Sholay.
Yes.
Now, in the movie Sholay, this is for the larger audience. Anybody can answer. Shiv, who's managing this, can also answer it for me. By the way, everybody, can you give a shout out for Shiv? He's managing this entire show from here. Shiva is managing it. So Shiva, the eternal god, right? And please give a shout out. Thank him. Appreciate him. Otherwise, he will not record this. Okay. But on a more serious note, in the movie Sholay, Gabbar Singh yaad hai?
Yes, of course. Amjad Khan.
Correct, Amjad Khan. Gabbar Singh ke father ka naam kya hai? Your students are going to help you out here. Please don't Google it, guys. Okay. Anybody here who can give the right answer gets a virtual hug from Sanchari.
I don't remember at all.
They'll help you out. Don't worry. Anybody here, you can put in the message box. What is the name of Gabbar Singh's father in the movie Sholay? Yes, Gabbar Singh had a father. He didn't have an identity crisis or something. It was mentioned. There's a scene, where he goes in the court.
Yes, of course.
Where a great Sanjeev Kumar, I think he was such a lovely actor, so much of gravitas.
Absolutely.
So, like she's a big movie buff, even I'm a big movie buff. And Sanjeev Kumar was so good. Amjad Khan was a theatre actor. And I want to know the name of Gabbar Singh's father in the movie Sholay. Whoever tells will get a promotion right now.
She's got it.
Bolo, tell. Sir, I just met him just now, sort of, outside. Yeah, what's the name of Gabbar Singh's father in the movie Sholay? I'll help you out, okay?
Is it Raghuveer Singh? Is it Raghuveer Singh?
It's not Raghuveer Singh, but I'll help everybody out here. So we are in Bangalore. Bangalore now is coming to the endemic, right? So when you're in traffic, what are you in a state of? You will not be in a state of anything because you're staying in Indiranagar.
Absolutely.
Your office is close by.
Yes.
So for somebody who stays in Whitefield and you come into Bangalore and you come into Indiranagar for a 5 p.m. shoot, what are you in a state of?
Hari and
Hari Singh is the right answer.
Oh, Hari Singh.
Hari
Okay.
Singh.
Oh,
See how I'm
wow.
helping her out.
Oh, lovely.
Hari Singh is the name of Gabbar Singh's father in the movie Sholay. So if by chance you go to a police station or you go to the court, we should never go to, your father's name is mentioned before you. So there's a court sequence in the movie where he's got by the scruff of his neck and Gabbar, and that's where the name comes out. some trivia, right?
I am going to be doing this
Nah,
now.
come on, nothing like that.
Very, very tough question. Some
Very
more
tough
question,
question.
please.
Okay, one more question for the larger audience.
They're
How
having
many
a lot of fun.
Maine Pyar Kiya fans out here? How many Salman Khan fans?
I would not say not a fan, but then I like a few of his movies, in fact.
Problem is,
Some either.
Salman Khan today is like very different from Salman Khan of past. People are like, DK, but being human, black buck. Okay, how many Salman Khan fans out here? This is a question for, okay, forget Salman Khan. How many Bhagyashree fans out here? How many Maine Pyar Kiya fans out here? Okay, in the movie Maine Pyar Kiya, what is the name of the pigeon in the movie Maine Pyar Kiya? That, that favorite dialogue of Friends. Yeah. This was supposed to be a conversation with Sanchari. We're talking about Maine Pyar Kiya here. She's a romantic at heart, yeah. Kabutar ka naam kya hai?
Love. Is it love? Prem? Yes.
Yeah.
Give me another synonym for it. Okay.
More.
How's Sanchari looking right now? She's looking graceful.
Lovely.
She's looking lovely. She's looking pretty.
Lovely. Pretty.
If she's a male, what would we tell? If she's
Handsome.
a male, what would we tell her? Handsome is the answer.
Handsome. Oh yes, of course. Yes.
Handsome is the name of the pet. Handsome is the name of the pigeon. Yeah. Handsome.
So difficult question you're asking. Okay. I thought I know about everything about Bollywood.
You should talk to me more often. No, but I'm just pulling your leg. But okay, one more question for the audience.
Okay, definitely.
India's first 3D film. No? India's first 3D film, Chota Chetan.
Chota Chetan.
Chota Chetan.
Yes.
Chota Chetan. Yeah, India's first 3D film was Chota Chetan. All right. Now we move on to one Indian film everybody should see to get a sense of India. You've got your foreign expats to come here, no?
Yeah, of course. I think DDLJ.
Okay, DDLJ. I'm sure if Yash Chopra is watching, would say award. Okay, DDLJ.
Yes.
Why DDLJ?
Well, it shows.
For the kabutar?
Not really. DDLJ definitely because again a lot of foreign locations, and I think even
Sarson ka khet.
yes, absolutely. I think even Chandni does kind of fit in the bill because
Chandni,
there's
oh,
so
yeah.
much of Switzerland tourism being kind of emphasized on, plus India and locations. Everything is like so beautiful. And I think Yash Chopra's movies were always about beauty, and especially a lot of emphasis on every particular location was being made.
Romantic chiffon sarees. Yeah. One Indian dish you would want someone to eat who hasn't ever eaten Indian food.
Many actually.
But one which comes to your mind.
I think anytime it can be a regular Bengali chicken curry. Yeah, or else I can say poshto.
You're making all of us
because-
feel hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think poshto is something which is highly recommended because it's a absolute Bengali comfort food.
Mm.
It's a vegetarian dish, and which is in fact made with potatoes and poppy seeds. And the ones who have not eaten and tasted this
Have not
very
eaten.
simple food, really is missing out on a lot. So
Okay.
that's something which is highly recommended.
Super. One villain you rooted for more than the hero. So you like the villain more than the hero. There's so many here.
I think,
Dark Knight.
of course, yes, I was talking about that. Yes, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yes.
All right. So as she spoke about the Dark Knight, and that relates to our entire conversation. She's all passion, all jazba, all ambition, all positivity. And the Joker in the Dark Knight was a bit like that actually. Even though his sensibilities were really weird,
Delusional.
delusional,
completely.
but he always
Yes.
said, when you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yes.
And all you need is little magic to pull yourself up. One vegetable you feel is very overrated
Pumpkin.
and which is very underrated. I feel suppose Alu
Potato?
never gets his potato.
Potato,
Yeah.
yes.
I think potato never gets his due this
Absolutely.
thing, right?
It's one of the most popular, vegetables and something which none of us can live
Yeah.
without.
Climbing the mountains or diving into the ocean. What do you like more?
I think climbing the mountains.
Climbing the mountains?
Yes.
Okay. Aircraft landing or takeoff?
I think landing. I
Okay.
feel so happy that I'm back.
Okay. Strength of character or sheer magnitude of desperation?
I think strength of character.
Okay.
Long run.
Planning or execution?
Execution, definitely.
Okay. The smell of petrol
Mhm.
or the smell of mud after the first showers, which we had in Bangalore yesterday.
I think the smell of mud, definitely. After the fresh
Smell of
showers.
mud. Sneha's really happy. Sneha, you have a question for her?
Yes, I will ask Sanchari ma'am a question. Now, all of us know that she's grateful of so many things, her conversation starts with things where she's grateful about, and she ends the conversation with that. But I would like to know one thing in her life which she's extremely grateful about. Only one thing. She has to choose one thing.
I think I'm grateful for my breath, really, because if I wouldn't have had my breath, I wouldn't have been living, and I wouldn't have had these fantastic people around me. Because again, not being grateful of your breath is something which we all do, because we never really realize, how
Yeah.
important breathing is. And I think the pandemic has, Sneha, taught us, how important it is to keep breathing. So I'm now very, very grateful towards my breath.
I'm so happy to hear this.
She loves yoga.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sneha. That's a very interesting question, though. Yeah, I think we're grateful for so many things in life, right?
Yes.
Which we tend to take for granted. But you're also talking to a gold medalist in marketing. I believe if you're in marketing, it's like selling ice to an Eskimo. Because I've been in marketing, I worked at Accenture,
exactly.
and the Eskimo takes the ice because the Eskimo seen ice all his life, and then when he goes home, he realizes it's basically kulfi.
That's right, exactly.
Right?
It's all about how
Yeah.
you put it across.
And Sanchari is very well read. She knows about the movie, she knows about the books, which also helps for everybody. If you want to strike a conversation, you need to have something to talk about. So I think that explains where the conversation begins and ends with. Sanchari, outer space or bottom of the sea?
I think bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still not explored. Yeah. The desire to succeed or the fear of failure?
I think the desire to succeed, definitely.
I have to share this personal incident with you. So I was doing a show with this gentleman who's a CEO of a company, and he had paralyzed his entire left side of the body, and he was sitting in the hospital bed. He was talking about the fact that, can I climb Mount Everest or not? And in his thought, he was always thinking about the fear of failure. Hoga ke nahi, hoga ke nahi. In a year's time, he conquered Mount Everest and he came down. So somewhere the fear of failure can actually inspire you to do well.
That's right. Yes.
Sanchari, do you want to see the future or change the past?
I think none.
Okay.
None.
Okay.
I'm very happy.
You want to live in the moment, yeah.
Absolutely live in the moment, because you cannot really do anything but back as to what exactly has happened. And I think your past has taught you a lot of things.
Absolutely.
And made you what you are today. And you never really know, how long would you be living. So why to kind of even go ahead and think about how the future would be.
Paris or New York?
I think New York.
Bangalore or Bengaluru?
Bangalore.
The journey, the destination of the company?
I think it's a journey.
The journey?
Yes.
Singing or dancing?
Dancing any day. You would not be asking me
No,
to dance, right?
no. That's a trick question. All right. I think before we move on to something else to have with her, any more questions anybody has which you want to ask?
Sir, I would like to ask a question.
Please go for it, Nisha.
So, ma'am, we were talking about staycations earlier, and I want to know where, if you were given a chance, to have a staycation in Bangalore, what place would you choose and why? Because I would move to Araku if I was asked. So, where would you go?
I think I'll go to Coorg. That is one place which I have not yet been to, while I've heard so much about it. And I love nature. I really want to go ahead, and I love, even going on solo trips. So I think that will be one particular location which I've still not discovered yet, which I will want to go to, definitely.
She's got another question, Misha. So Misha used to work with Indian Express earlier, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yes,
Misha,
ma'am.
anything else?
And one place that you would definitely not go to on staycations, and why?
My house.
I don't know. I mean, I have not really thought about it yet, but definitely in haunted houses, because I'm scared of ghosts. So I will never want to
And
go
she believes in
ahead.
vampires. Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think any particular place which is very lonely and does not really give a great vibe is not my kind of place at all.
Super. Yeah. So Sanchari, I think we've come to the end of this very interesting conversation. But I must tell you, you obviously you're very, very sharp, which goes without saying. When you speak faster than me, because even my mom doesn't understand half the things what I say, and my wife too doesn't understand. She even understands the jokes, and when I laugh, so she knows it's funny. But tell me this, your students are watching you, your colleagues are watching you, the bosses are watching you. What is your message to everybody out there? What's the kind of legacy you want to leave behind?
The first thing definitely I would like to say that I've been extremely lucky when it comes to having amazing bosses, amazing mentors, because I think a boss is again a very underrated statement. It is more like a mentor that you have for life, somebody who believes in you, somebody in whom you believe in, and definitely somebody who inspires you. Because if you do not really have a leader from whom you're able to derive that inspiration, you would not be able to enjoy what you're doing. So I think everyone, no matter what, whatever you do, whatever you basically go ahead and choose in life, wherever you want to be, you have to be extremely sure about yourself, right? You need to exactly know why you're there and what exactly sinks you to that place. And you need to enjoy the place, because if you do not really enjoy what you do at the end of the day, you will never be happy. And I think happiness is all about success, right?
Yeah, it's a state of mind.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Superb. So I think she made it very clear, and she's very philosophical also, by the way. Very philosophical, very to the point, very diplomatic, very frank when she needs to be. She's handled all the questions with a lot of aplomb. And I think we have come to the end of this very interesting discussion. The main idea of this entire conversation was not to make it technical, but was to know more about you, what makes you tick as a person. And we've got something for you. Shiva, is that there? We've got something for Sanchari.
That's a hamper.
There's a hamper,
That's a Shekhar Vijay hamper.
Yeah, you can call it a Shekhar Vijay hamper. And yeah, we've got something for you. You might have to close your eyes. Okay. It's, I think, like a biryani, because you spoke about food.
Yes. I'm just
So we've got something for you. Yeah, keeping your eyes shut. So we've got something for you. Just going to come in the next few seconds.
Okay, I'm just keeping my eyes shut. You can see everybody. No cheating here.
No cheating here. So
Yes,
this is for you because today's Women's Day, and I feel woman is all about being the strongest sex, of course, but it's also about creating, sustaining, and nurturing life. And I think that's what this plant signifies. And I think in your great room, which looks like the president's room, I've seen it. This should have a matter of place there.
I love this totally, because this is something which is really
And I like
close
this
to my
color,
heart.
yeah.
Yes, I love the color. I love the entire way it's been packaged, and I love.
And this is because you won it. And because she answered
I've earned
everything.
it.
Yeah, she earned it. Because you don't win the silver, you lose the gold.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Sanchari, before we finish, one word which describes the S-Factor show. And I'm not paid you for this.
Adventure. This was such an adventure.
It was fun.
Absolutely fun and adventure, and I think I really enjoyed every bit of it, because definitely sitting with you has been a remarkable learning for me as well, because definitely we know where you come from,
Oh,
Shekhar.
yes.
But in the way that you have put in the questions, etc., I was filled with excitement. I was also very, very nervous, because I really did not know what was. It was like the fear of the unknown. But I absolutely am thrilled, and I'm so happy that I had, of course, our students, and definitely my friends, and of course my colleagues who in fact joined in. So thank you so much for making this so special
you.
for all of
Thank
us here today.
Thank you so much. And for everybody watching and listening in, you can put your comments in the comments box. We're also going to be sharing this video. We've got very interesting moments in this 53-minute long conversation. And I don't even know how the 53 minutes went.
Yes,
actually.
exactly. Yes.
So it's very interesting. We had some interesting conversations. We got to know a lot about what Sanchari is all about. And I think all of you are blessed to have a leading Bangalore. I think it's very nice. Sanchari, I wish you only the best. I wish the team all the best. Thank you, Shiva, once again. Thank you, Misha, for doing this behind the scenes. Thank you, everybody who's watching and listening. And we're all very, very grateful. And once again, everybody who's connected with us today, this last couple of years has been very eventful for all of us. We've lost a near and dear ones. The pandemic has hit us more than anything else. But I think that's what the Indian jugaad is, right? The Indian ability to just come out of anything. And we've all seen it. And I think this is the best example of it. And that's why I wanted to bring out the show on Women's Day, because like I said earlier, I think every day is Women's Day because we're celebrating the superior sex for a reason. If you can create life, you have to be special. Mark has got a message. You can keep putting a message in the message box. We love attention. So please put it. Please put compliments. Everybody loves it. We've got messages. Raghuvar Singh. Okay. Sanchari ma'am, number one. Okay. This is like India's Got Talent. Loved it. I'll give you a SMS number. You can also SMS and choose option 1. Can you also record just in case? Okay. Oh, that's a message which we got. I'm reading all kinds. Oh, reading everything. Thank you so much for that is Kashish. Yeah, I think Kashish. Thank you so much for this. Thank you, Kashish. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. I had a great time, and trust me, I didn't share the questions with Sanchari. I'm sure she would have wanted me to share it, but I didn't share it because I know she's so confident that she will just pull it off. Because that's the way I'm very spontaneous by nature. And I thought if you have questions, it becomes very prepared and very rehearsed. And that's not the intent. The intent of the S-Factor show is all
And I
about
absolutely love this
indulging in-
gift. I think I've earned it. I'm so happy that this is going to be going ahead and this is going to be flaunted on my table today.
it should.
So thank you so much. for
Along with
this.
those big pictures.
Absolutely.
My God,
yes.
they're lifelike. If you get a chance, please come and see Sanchari's room. It's like Madame Tussauds. Actually, yeah. We thoroughly enjoyed the wonderful conversation. Keep spreading smile. Thank you, Sneha. You got a wonderful smile. We spoke to you a few minutes back. Thank you so much. And everybody, keep that positivity on. I think what you're doing in the hotel industries, in the hospitality industries, is very different. You people are real champions because you do everything with a smile, in spite of what's going on in your personal and professional life. So that speaks for itself. There's so much of people speak so much about what they're going through, but I think all of you just walk the talk, literally, figuratively, metaphorically. So without any further ado, thank you so much once again. We've come to the end of this very interesting 19th episode of the S-Factor talk show. We've had very interesting guests. We've got very interesting people. That's my mom, Kuku, by the way. Sanchari and Shekhar, you made this show very interesting. That's my mother. Her name is Parvati Vijayan. She was in Calcutta, so they used to call her Kuku. Yeah. We're done? Sorry? Yeah, while you're getting messages from Shiva. Yeah, I think we're done. We finished the recording. And once again, before we finish, can we get everybody on video? If you could take a picture, if that's possible. Yeah, if everybody come on video, please come on video because Sanchari is telling you to come. That's my mom right there on top, Kuku. If you can unmute her. Amma, you need to unmute yourself. Mummy, you got the same smile, me and Amma. Mummy, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. I've done it.
Yeah. You enjoyed the conversation?
Yeah, the spontaneity with which Sanchari was talking, full of life, and a charming lady you are.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So blessed to have you here today.
You can speak some Bengali also to her. My mom speaks very good Bengali. She's born and brought up in
Just
Calcutta.
a bit here and there, plus that's all.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much, Sneha, and all the kids, for joining us. So happy, but then definitely, Auntie, thank you so much for being here today with us.
Thank you, Amma. Mark was adjusting his hair. I don't know for what reason. But Mark, do you have anything to say? Or you're just blushing?
Oh, no. I just enjoyed hearing ma'am talk about herself. I got to learn a lot about my director today.
Super. That's so nice. Yeah. That's the entire intent. Thank you, everybody. Can we get everybody on camera? We can. Shiva's going to take a quick picture for all of us while we also smile. Nice to see so many happy faces, no? All smiling. Yeah.
You're all extremely busy, but I'm so happy that you could actually log in,
Yeah.
to watch us.
I think we're taking the picture. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Problem is,
you.
all
Bye.
Because we don't know how to end it. Indian family. Bye kaise bolte pata nahi. Thank you, Amma.
Thanks, Auntie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.